Leaping up, she grabbed hold of a passing drill arm, for only a moment, using her momentum to carry her forward to a rather heavy-looking arm with a mallet attached. Her vision detected movement as a rivet-producing arm almost dislodged her, but she grabbed it to catapult herself closer to the exit ahead. There are 5 more maneuvers to make, but she was forced to recalculate as the armatures paused. There's an obvious reason, as the Admiral had arrived, simply destroying anything in his path with his greatsword. No doubt those controlling the mechanisms in the real world were confused as to what might be happening. Again, urgency filled Brave, and she bolted ahead, hoping the machines would stay paused. She passed the first 2 before having to dodge back a little as a lengthy saw blade zipped in front of her. It and the welding church were moving rapidly, back and forth, leaving only one true avenue for her to be able to safely traverse the remnants of the room. A long conveyor belt, at the end of which was a pit that ground up materials to be repurposed elsewhere in Avalon. "Come back here," the Admiral bellowed. "Nothing in here can prevent your future, which is mine as well. Let me have a sample of your blood, your hair, your life." Shaking her head in disgust, Brave stepped onto the tread, marking the length of the door that rested just above. The danger of the moving tools was gone, but now she faced the uncertainty of recycling falling in from above. There was no telling what might be brought down atop her. Again, she raced ahead, just missing one release of wrappers, plastic, and assorted trash from elsewhere. It was not a long race, but just as she was about to leap for the railing above, something whipped the entire conveyor belt from its moorings. Her jump became a mad scramble to avoid falling into the pit at the end. Every second was a step, jump, and dash ahead of chaos. There were too many variables, which resulted in her not seeing the welding tool until it burned her side badly. "There!" the Admiral shouted as his barking in order. "Stay!" "Hardly," Brave said, already on the move, pushing the sensation in her side to the back of her mind. Her training had involved pushing beyond her normal limits to get things done. People put their lives in her hands whenever she was acting as heroic. It just so happened that the person depending on her in the present was herself. Seeing a ladder, she launched at the bottom rung, but managed to grab the third. As she climbed, she felt something pulling just inside her uniform. The burn had been bad enough to go a little deeper than she had hoped. Going over to the next corridor, she saw that it led to what was referred to as a backup power converter. There was no time to analyze. She needed to find a way to escape the Admiral. She only hoped that the blood escaping from her wound would not be what he needed. Flying into a large oval room, Shiguma carefully placed the odd being in her care onto a gurney. They had come upon what looked to be some sort of recovery award. "I wonder how much of Avalon has been copied," she said, running her hand over a blinking medical console. "Laid down so the equipment can do whatever it does." Mark did as he was instructed. He soon found gauze and anti-inflammatory gel covering his injured knee. Quirking an eye toward Shiguma, he shrugged. "Thanks, but I fear your friend might be in trouble. If the Admiral sets his sight on a fresh DNA sample, he won't stop until he gets it." "That is quite the sword you carry." Shaking her tendril-like hair, the Draconian snarled. "Brave and I just met. Hardly my friend, but she is heroic and very quick. It'll take a lot for whoever that is to catch her. What's your story with them, huh?" "The name is Mark Anders," he replied, "and the bastard experimented on me and my sister while we served with him on Earth. You would have thought unlocking near immortality would have been enough for him, but he's constantly looking for new traits to add to his own." Her eyes growing wide, Shiguma gasped. "Your sister's Pacific Misfit. I helped her a bit ago, so this is the guy that transformed her and you, from the look of it. What is he doing here? Were you here gathering intel for your sister? Heard you weren't into the heroic kid." "Got that right," Mark replied, standing to test his knee. The pain was gone. He smiled and walked over to the terminal displaying a map of the stadium complex and the medical center attached to it. "When we broke free, my condition wrecked me, mentally. I joined the Withers after Salia Winterheart transformed it into what it was meant to be from the start. I was here looking to find a lead on a hidden DNA lab that worked on illegal splicing techniques. I did not think I would run into the Admiral. What are the green dots on the map? Shiguma asked. There are 3 and an orange dot in a location a few floors down. There are also 2 green dots moving toward that location. Are these people? I'm betting the 2 running dots are Brave and the Admiral, Mark said, tapping the screen a few times. To his surprise, he showed Excelsior racing down a hallway away from the Admiral. She was gripping her side. He won't lose her scent now. We need to get to that room to warn whoever is in there. One thing, Shiguma said, gripping the hilt of her long, curved sword. Is this guy impervious to magic? Can he be hurt? If that sword of yours is magic, then he's in for a world of hurt, Mark said as he raced out of the room to find the stairs to the lower levels. Grinning, Shiguma followed. Time to make the Admiral walk the plank. And with that, I'll see you in the near future, and thank you for listening.